Hi, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies. This is a recipe I've been using for more than 30 years, and I couldn't even begin to tell you how many times I've made it. We like these cookies for not only a dessert, but late night snack, or take on a picnic, or out on the boat with us. We used to keep them around a lot more often than what we do now. We try not to make them unless we have something going on with kids coming over or grandkids. So follow along and we'll get started. Okay, these are the ingredients that you'll need. 3½ cup of all-purpose flour, 2/3 cup of white granulated sugar, and 1 1/3 cup of brown sugar, packed brown sugar, 2 sticks of softened butter, 2 eggs that are room temperature, 1 teaspoon, or actually we'll do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I always say 1 teaspoon, but I ended up putting in quite a bit more. So we'll say 2 teaspoons vanilla, and just a pinch of salt because there is salt in the butter. And then 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then the star here, chocolate chips. I don't recommend the imitation. They just have a different flavor, but if that's all you have, that's fine. I'm using semi-sweet. You could use milk chocolate, white chocolate with macadamia nuts, Heath, peanut butter, butterscotch. There's just an endless amount of flavors. I think there's even cherry chips. And then I'm going to use part of the part of the chocolate chips will be the chunks. We like those. And let's get started here. Okay, we'll start by creaming the butter and the sugar. You can see there that it's all mixed together. Next, I'll add the eggs. It was making chocolate chip cookies years ago that I dropped an egg shell in as I was mixing. I just thought, oh, I'll just drop it in. And I had, at this point here, I had eggshell being spun around in there. So that's why I started putting them in a bowl. Lesson learned. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mix that together. I'll go ahead and add the vanilla too, about 2 teaspoons. Okay, to the dry ingredients, I will add the pinch of salt, and then 1 teaspoon of the baking soda. I'll just kind of give that a little stir here. And then I will add about half of our mixture in, and then I will mix a little bit and then add the rest of it. Always starting off slow when you're adding something powdery like this, otherwise you'll get a face full. Okay, I'm gonna stir down, or scrape down the sides, not stir. Just mix until it's completely incorporated. Just give it one more second here. Okay, let me scrape this down, then we'll add our chips. It will be the equivalent of about 2 cups of chips. You can add more or less as you want. But why would you add less? Okay, I don't want to break up the chips. I'm just going to mix it together. Okay, I can keep it all in there. When our son and some of the grandkids are here, they snitch the dough, so I end up with a lot fewer cookies. Okay, I'm going to use this scoop. It's the large scoop. Going to try to make uniform shapes, but that's not a big deal. You can also just use a tablespoon, and you're using an ungreased cookie sheet. I have the oven preset at 350. Okay, I'll go ahead and put it in for 11 minutes. You want the center to be soft and the outside to be slightly brown, and then we'll set them on a cooling rack on the tray for about 5 or 10 minutes before we take them off. Okay, they just came out of the oven, and look how lightly brown they are around the edges, but a little gooey in the middle. This is exactly how we like them. So now we'll let them hang out on the cooling rack for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll take them off the cookie sheet and put them right on the cooling rack until they're completely cool. Okay, as you can see, they're nicely brown on the bottom and a little bit around the edge, but gooey in the center. I just want to show you on the inside how nice and gooey and chewy that is. And there's not much better than a nice warm chocolate chip cookie. Okay, while we're waiting for the last of the cookies to cool, I will just give you some ideas that will help with your cookie making. You can put a slice of bread in with your cookies, and that will help keep them soft and fresh. You can actually change it out every few days. And you can also put them in the freezer if you want to. Put them in a Ziploc container or an airtight container. You can also freeze the dough. So before you bake the cookies, just go ahead and put it in plastic wrap. You can roll it up and put it in plastic wrap, and then in a Ziploc bag or in a sealed container. Or you can also just scoop onto a cookie sheet and flash freeze it. And as soon as it's frozen, then put those frozen balls into a Ziploc bag or sealed container. And they're good for 2 or 3 months in the freezer. And then when you're hungry for cookies, or you have company stop by, just pop them in the oven. Well, actually, you should let them thaw until they're room temperature, and then pop them in the oven and bake as directed. And one thing to remember too, when you're making the cookies, not to put your cookie dough on a hot cookie sheet. That will cause them to spread. Just wait, just be patient, wait a few more minutes until it's cool, and then add your cookie dough. There's no need to chill the dough. Some recipes have you chill the dough before you bake them, and that's not necessary, but you do need to wait until the pan is not hot. Let's see. Enjoy. We like cookies as a dessert. Sometimes we've even put like a scoop of ice cream in the middle of 2 cookies. My husband just likes to have cookies and milk. You're never too old for cookies and milk, are you? So I hope that you'll give these a try and come back soon. Papa, you should taste the cookie and see what you think.
Well, but first I want to tell a joke.
Okay.
Why did the little boy go to the doctor after eating a cookie? Because he felt a little crummy. Now, the business at hand, what we're really here for, is these cookies. And believe it or not, I've had my wife's chocolate chip cookies a time or two. And this taste test is really a formality. And she did not disappoint. It's good.
And you're using an ungreased cookie sheet.